Only partner, come over, let me party. Drink two bottles and come down by me. Only partner, come over, let me party. Drink two bottles and come down by me. We go party like there is not tomorrow. Life is too short, don't move well, just sorrow. Only partner, come over, let me party. Drink two bottles and come down by me. I just want to live and enjoy myself. I don't want nothing else. I don't care about no house. I don't care about no land. I don't want no fucking man. I just want to live and enjoy myself. I don't want nothing else. I don't care about no house. I don't care about no land. I don't want no fucking man.
Okay, you can turn off the banner.
Nobody thinks about me. Like it's a choice and I choose to be happy.
Good afternoon, good night, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. We want to say welcome to each and every one of you. This is Rosh, Mr. RS, Abitunes Radio, and indeed a very wonderful, beautiful day here in New York City. Glad to have each and every one of you joining us. And if you're joining us for the first time, let me say a special welcome and glad to have you here with us. If you are always here with us, thank you for your support always. As today, we have a few special guests that will be joining with us, and we're just going to have a discussion with them. To all of our moderators that are joining, we ask if you could please share the live and let's invite our followers, our friends, our family to come and join with us. So, indeed, my first guest joining us here today, her name is Rishtika. Oh my goodness, she is from Suriname. And I gotta say, I love Suriname, and I'll tell y'all why. But before I tell you that, I'm gonna ask Rishtika to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Rishtika. My family comes from Suriname, and I am proud to say I was representing Suriname in the Lotus Beauty Pageant, and my career field is criminal justice.
Wow. So, what do you like? Where, first of all, where are you studying criminal justice?
I'm currently at LaGuardia Community College, but I'm doing a John Jay program there, so next year I transfer automatically to John Jay.
You know, John Jay is one of the a superb college for criminal justice. So that is amazing. Why criminal justice?
Well, since I was young, I have seen crime throughout the New York City. And during COVID, I had also noticed that crime rates were increasing dramatically. And it grabbed my attention. So on my free time, I do go to court. I sit in and watch certain cases. I have done a whole trial with certain cases. Like I sat in on a whole trial for certain defendants. It's just something I have a passion for, and I see myself becoming a district attorney one day.
That's amazing. I thought I was the only weird one that just like to listen into court trials. Frank DiCaprio, he is one of the judge in Rhode Island, and he has a live TV show, and he teaches people how to apply humanity into the criminal justice system. I think one of my favorite judge of all time.
I've honestly never heard of him. Only go to Queens or City Court
Okay.
So I haven't been to other boroughs, but I'll definitely look
Yeah.
into it.
So were you born in Suriname or over here?
I was born over here, but I
Okay.
do go to Suriname almost every year.
Really?
It's like my second home, honestly.
What's your favorite thing about Suriname or in Suriname?
Honestly, I don't have family here. I only have one aunt. I don't have cousins here that are blood related. I have family friends, but all of my blood related family and cousins that I kind of grew a bond with over these past couple of years live in Suriname. So it's more the family and being together with everyone that brings me to Suriname every year.
Yeah. You know what's my favorite thing about Suriname? Salto soup.
Oh my God, that's my
I
favorite.
love Salto soup. You give me Salto soup, and that's it. We're best friends. So I love it, and I have quite a few friends in Suriname. I do have family that's living there as well.
Nice.
Working my way to get there, but whenever I have the opportunity, I that's one of my favorite food.
Most
S-
likely I'll be there in December.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Wonder if she can let me tag along. So you're in criminal justice system, studying criminal justice, um, and you did pageant. Is this the first time?
It's not the first time. I was actually part of the Miss New York pageant in August. I've had a passion for modeling since I was very young, but because I started school and I got into my education and my career field, I had stopped. But once I was presented the opportunity to be part of the Lotus Beauty pageant and Miss New York, I took it and I ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your experience with? Let's start with Miss New York.
Miss New York was a wonderful experience. I would say I got to build a lot of connections, bonds, and I met a lot of people that come from the same neighborhood and area that I come from. So it was a very socializing kind of weekend for me, aside from just having a competition within those 3 days.
But
Yeah.
like, do you have to go to rehearsals and all these things?
No, Miss New York had no rehearsals. We actually practiced our routines the day we got there and the day of. So it was kind of 24 hours of just memorizing everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you find that being difficult?
It was difficult, but in my honest opinion, I didn't have prior pageant experience. So I thought that's just the normal routine for all pageants.
Yeah.
But it was a bit tricky. It was hard to learn within such a short amount of time, especially getting comfortable on a stage like you've never been on before.
Hmm. Now, how is that different from the Lotus Beauty pageant? Because Lotus Beauty pageant, you had to do rehearsals.
Yes, it is very different, and I honestly prefer the rehearsals the way the Lotus Beauty pageant had presented it to us. We had more time to practice, we had more time to get a hold of routines, also figure out placements for certain routines. I did find it more handy that we had rehearsals for the Lotus Beauty pageant in comparison to the Miss New York pageant.
Hmm. So, and being that you really haven't had an experience in pageantry, do you find that it was more comfortable at Lotus Beauty pageant to give you that experience that you need?
It was definitely more comfortable, also because with all the girls that we had, we did create a sisterhood. So when there was difficulty, we were all there for each other. There was the support there to understand what was going on. Whereas in Miss New York, we didn't know each other. And while getting to know each other, we had to also know the routine within the next couple of hours. So it was very helpful. It was easier to understand and it was very comfortable having months in advance to practice routines and know what we had to do on the day of.
Yeah. Now, when you say difficulties, what are difficulties you would have experienced in the pageant? And we could focus, recently, like Lotus Beauty Pageant. What are some of the difficult things you would have experienced?
In my honest opinion, throughout the pageant, I hadn't faced any difficulties. I was slacking on rehearsals here and there because I have a life outside of the pageant. I had stuff going on. The only major difficult situation I had ended up in was with another one of the hosts for this pageant because I felt like I was manipulated and lied to into siding with one person because she didn't want to take parts in this pageant on the day of the pageant. Aside from that, I didn't really have difficulties with anyone else. I just felt that the situation I was put in was very, I don't know how to word it, but it
Hmm.
was a very tricky situation. And now that I look back at it, I
Yeah.
do feel that if I had the opportunity at that moment to speak to the person that was being spoken about, I would have cleared the air right away. But I
Okay.
ended up falling into the lies of another person,
But
which,
I
yeah.
just wanna understand when you say manipulated and someone lies to you. One of the hosts, did they make you do something?
I was actually told a lot of false information by one of the hosts. And with that false information, I was put in a situation where she was begging me to make a post similar to the post she had made, kind of bashing the Lotus Beauty pageant and specifically the partnership and the person she was working with.
And this is the host that dropped out on the day of the pageant.
Correct.
Wow.
And in regards to dropping out, she did want me to drop out. And I am very happy to say I did not listen to her and I did go and participate in this pageant because otherwise I would have missed out on a wonderful experience. And I'm
But
happy I didn't allow that
did
to happen.
she did she lead you up? I mean, how did it come about that she managed to manipulate you to?
Basically, in my opinion, I feel like because she knew a little bit about my background and what I have going on at home, she
Hmm.
took my emotions as a weakness. She spoke to me about how I can go about what I had going on at home. And through that, she started to shift her way into how she disliked the partnership because of the way she was being treated. And she did ask me multiple times if I'm standing with her, if I'm supporting her. And I told her I do support you because of the way she was making the situation seem. Aside from that, I didn't know that there was other stuff that she was doing against me prior to pageant day. So that's what I mean. I feel like I was manipulated into the choice I had made of making a post in regard to the pageant because it felt as if she was trying to make herself look like she was being targeted.
Hmm. But was
And
there anything happening before the day of the pageant that was bad, difficult, that you've seen happening with her? I mean, what
honestly,
was she? How did she treat you guys? You and the girls.
there was no issues with us as a whole, but there were continued issues with her and her teaching skills, the way she was going about telling us girls where we were going wrong. She was very negative. There were times where she came off as if she was insulting us while telling us how to correct ourselves. There was a time where she actually told me that I have eyes to look at what's going on stage, while I was only asking her if there was going to be one particular item on the stage of the day of. So she was very rude and harsh towards us. And I think us girls didn't hold it against her. We tried to put up with her and give her some sort of respect because she's still part of the pageant at the end of the day. But she chose to drop out on the day of.
Wow. So was I mean, and I think I can say Auntie Lakshmi, was she in any way, with you guys? Because she's one of the hosts as well of the pageant. How was her behavior towards you guys?
I would like to say throughout this journey, I do feel that at the end of the day, there was no other shoulder I could have leaned on as much as I leaned on Auntie Lakshmi's shoulder. There were days where I would sit and cry and be nervous, and she's the first person I would call. She has been not only like a second mom throughout this pageant, but also been my biggest supporter throughout this pageant. And I think all the other girls could probably say the same because regardless of what was going on at rehearsal, she was always there to help. She was like the day saver for all of us.
But I want to question that a little bit because I've seen some video clips that was posted of Auntie Lakshmi yelling at you guys and yelling at Mohani.
Honestly, those video clips are not real. It was actually a reality show. We had it fully scripted. We wrote it all out before we videoed it. It was honestly just for entertainment. It was not like she was targeting anyone, she was not bullying anyone. She was just making a little bit of entertainment out of rehearsals.
So you girls knew about the script about this reality TV show that you guys were planning.
Yeah, we were all told that there would be a reality show. We all made it seem as if certain ones certain contestants weren't rehearsing, certain contestants were, just to make it a little bit entertaining. It was nothing from the heart. It
Yeah.
was honestly a thought from your head on paper and then just say it in front of a camera.
Okay. Oh wow. So after this happened, and not leading up to the pageant day, the other host who dropped out, um you said, manipulate you and convince you, or try to convince you for not attending the event that day. What really changed your mind on that day, that morning? You got up, it's pageant day, and you decided, you know what, I am going to go because you were there. I mean, how did that?
Honestly, that morning when I woke up, I didn't want to go because that's the morning I had spoken to the other host, and she had told me that the pageant is rigged, that people had paid extra for one specific winner. And I started to overthink, like, should I be in this pageant or not? And I told her I would have to speak to my parents and I would give her a call back. And then I spoke to my parents and I decided that I did not work this hard. I did not put in all my effort just to give up last moment, which is what told me that I should, even if it's a rigged pageant, even if it was the way she was saying it was, at least I put my foot on that stage and represented my country.
Yeah. Wow. That takes a lot of courage, a lot of energy, a lot of effort to do something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
But I will say it is from all the support I received that morning. Uncle Kisoon called me, Uncle Greg, Auntie Lakshmi, everyone was calling me. The motivation was just coming nonstop, which
yeah,
was where I was like, I might as well go because if they're putting this much energy into calling me and telling me, like, you got this, you can do this,
yeah.
it's not the way the other person is saying it is.
Now, I was there at the pageant, and I see you got a lot of supporters. Like my brother Neil from Sarda was there, and he was cheering. Like he's like, "Oh, this is Sarda representing there." How did you feel on the day of the pageant? You're there on stage. Finally, you're hitting the catwalk. You're doing your talent. What was your
Honestly,
feeling?
in all honesty, I was nervous at first, but I did gain more confidence when that I had all my supporters in the crowd. I also had the ambassador from Suriname in the crowd for me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like keep your shoulders high. Like it was that kind of moment for me. Like I have my people here. Might as well just do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then and one other thing I just want to mention, I did saw a post that you made on Facebook. um what happened there?
That post was not fully written by me. It was written partially by the other person, the other host
Okay.
that had dropped out on the day of. Um, I will be honest, I do regret putting that post up there because I think I fell into the words of this other host, and she kept asking me for for me to support her. She wanted me to show I support her. She asked me to make a post. I did remove some stuff from the original message that she had sent me to post. And later on, when I asked her to remove the post that she posted on her profile, she first off asked me to stop texting her. She blocked my number. And then my dad reached out to her and she exposed my dad's phone number on her Facebook. So I felt high amounts of disrespect from this woman. And I will say, I will never, ever try to support her or anything that she asked me to do again because I feel like I was put in a situation that she knew she had control of because she knew that I have a weak spot in me where I feel bad. I feel bad easily. And I think that's what she took as my weakness, and she made me her easy target. And even after the fact that I did try to support her, she kind of used my name around social media as if I was the only one who was speaking up. And she tried to make it seem like I was bashing the Lotus Beauty pageant, which was not really what happened. I had a wonderful experience at the pageant. I was just doing it because she wanted support.
Hmm.
I was doing it because my phone was being blown up because she wanted me to post for her. So I spoke to her. I was like, if you know what to type up,
Yeah.
then she typed part of it. I had typed my name, like the first part,
Okay.
and she typed the rest. She edited it, she sent it to me, and then when I read it over, I deleted certain things and then I posted it because some stuff just didn't make sense to me.
Correct. So
But
she finished the final post and sent that to you.
yeah. And also, I would like to say I did remove my post close to immediately after because I felt I should have spoken to Auntie Lakshmi and seen where she stands in the situation before making a post just listening to one side. And after I spoke to Auntie Laksh, I got a better understanding of what was going on. I personally feel that the reason I was put in that position, and this is why I say I felt manipulated, was because this second host wanted to kick me out the pageant multiple times.
Really? Why would she want to do that?
Because I had missed a couple of rehearsals because I had gone away for a family emergency. I had
Okay.
gone to Suriname. And because I had missed a couple of rehearsals, she felt that I was not serious and she wanted to kick me out the pageant. And now I feel that I have the right to say that maybe she put me in that position where she wanted me to drop out on the day of the pageant because she originally never wanted me in the pageant.
Hmm.
So she could have had it all planned out. She probably did that on purpose. And I'm thankful to all the support I received that day because if it wasn't for everyone who blown up my phone that day, I probably wouldn't have made it to that stage. And I do want to give a big thanks to everyone who called me, told me to come, told me it's not rigged. I have what it takes to be on that stage. I do appreciate everyone.
Well, I am glad that you were there
Thank
at
you.
the pageant. Look, this is the first, Lotus Beauty pageant. Um, you had an experience with the New York pageant. It was a different experience. I think the Lotus Beauty pageant give you a totally different experience altogether.
Yeah.
Um, good or bad, I'm glad sometimes in life you have to experience the good and bad so that you personally know how which direction you want to go,
Right.
how you need, if pageantry is something that you're going to pursue and continue doing, that how it should be done,
Right.
right? And you should be the one to be able to judge that for yourself. So I'm just glad that you're there, and I'm glad you're there representing Suriname, because
Thank
most of
you.
all, it's not just yourself. You're representing you, your community, your people, and your country that you came from. So I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very glad, and I do hope that you continue to be in
Strive.
pageant and don't let any bad experience deter you from anything else.
Right. Thank you.
You know, um, if there's anything that you would like to say to any of the young ladies out there that are looking at pageantry, um, that may say, you know what, um, I don't like it. Rishika had this bad experience, and I've seen. What would you like to say to the young ladies them out there?
To all my young ladies that want to do pageantry, have a fear in them, or nervous, I just want to say you are all capable of doing whatever you want. If you want to get on that stage and shine, and if you feel like you deserve to be on that stage and you belong on that stage, go for it. Honestly, just go for it, because every young lady and every woman has the courage and the power and the beauty to do whatever they want to do. And when it comes to pageantry, I feel like everyone has the confidence to be the person they want to be on that stage.
Well, I got to tell you, despite whatever bad experience you've gotten, you have shown tremendous courage,
Thank you.
for doing what you do, and that is a applaud to you. You
Thank
know,
you.
is there anyone you would like to say anything to? Your mom, your dad, anyone?
I would like to give a big thank you to my parents, first off, for always supporting me, encouraging me, motivating me to make my dreams come through, helping me on this path, showing me that I'm capable. Even if I don't make it to the crown, at least I did it. At least I represented myself, my country, and who I am as a person. Secondly, I would like to thank the Lotus Beauty Pageant and their management team. A huge thank you to Uncle Kisoon, Uncle Greg, Auntie Laksh, Auntie Vanita, Miss Mel, and there's more names. I just can't think of them right now. But a huge thank you to all of you for the continuous support, for teaching us, for being there for us, and for also building that family bond that we've built, and for showing us that even if we don't make it to that crown, we're all capable. And I do want to say it was a wonderful experience, and I really would have regretted it if I didn't go. I really would have regretted it.
Do you think we'll see Rishtika in 2024 on the catwalk again?
Yes. I told my dad already. I said next year, Suriname again.
And you know what? Suriname, you never know. You never know what will happen in 2024. But you know what? I think, with the experience you have this year and next year, I wouldn't be surprised Rishika walk away with that crown.
Thank you.
But Rishika, thank you so much, and I really appreciate you take the time to be here today with us on Abitunes Radio, and I'm looking forward. I would love to see your journey. I would love to follow you and see where you go, see what you do, and I can't wait to see. What was your platform for the pageant?
Criminal justice.
That was your platform? Wow. What do you expect as a young woman in criminal justice system, um, after you graduate, to, to do?
I have a dream of becoming a district attorney, and I will be one day, slowly.
That's a good attitude.
Slowly, but I do want to change certain laws. I want to change around certain systems in the criminal justice field. The day that I have that power and that control in my hands, I would like to serve justice to all the victims that are out here, all the families who are suffering, losing a loved one due to crime, due to gang affiliation, due to all of the stuff that's going on now. And I would like to put more systems in place to help the ones who are suffering, who have the minds of doing something bad, and help them and put them in a position where they can better themselves to be a better person.
Well, that's, a dream like that. I think we need someone like you in New York City, especially with everything that's happening in New York. And that's wonderful. And we need more young women like yourself to be in the justice system and balance that power a little bit. But Rishika, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And I'm very glad that you're here today. And don't ever be afraid. Don't ever be afraid. And I know you're brave. And don't ever let anyone manipulate you. I know you're very trusting. Um, but please, in the criminal justice system, they always teach you verify your sources and question, question,
Right.
right? So, if there's anything we can do for you here, if there's anything I can do for you here as Abichun's Radio, do not hesitate. Reach out to us anytime. We'll be very happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. I do
Yes.
appreciate it, and thank you for letting me speak to
Yeah, no,
your
absolutely
radio.
anytime. And if there's anything else you would like to say to everyone else out there, this is unfiltered. This is whatever you want to say, it's all yours.
I don't have much to say to the crowd that's watching, but I do appreciate all of you for taking your time out your day and showing your support, watching the interview, and just being here. Thank you for all the continuous support, and have a blessed night.
All right. Thank you so much. And we have another guest joining us in just a moment. So hang tight. We'll see you back in a second. Rishtika, thank you so much. No, five. High five. I like five.
Thank
All
you.
right. So thank you so much.
I was stuttering. I think I got embarrassed.
All right, guys, welcome back. Glad that you are here with us again. And we'll continue We have quite a few of the contestants from a Lotus Beauty Pageant 2023. I almost said 2024. It's like I'm waiting for 2024 to come. So, of course, welcome, Mohini.
Thank you.
How are you? You missed my last interview. I'm a little bit
I
upset.
apologize. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize.
So, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Well, hello everyone. I am Mohini Shipsahai, one of the contestants from the Lotus Beauty Pageant. I am an 18-year-old senior at Flushing High School, and I want to go and pursue business.
Pursue business. Welcome to the business capital. So, and then you also goes to Bhubaneswar Mandir,
Yes,
my favorite Mandir.
mine too.
So, what's your favorite hobby?
I love singing.
You love singing. Yes. What's your favorite color?
Blue,
You're copying me. All right. And what's your favorite food?
nice dal rice, coconut
She is
choka.
really copying me. Oh my god. We must be related.
Maybe.
So, your first time in pageant?
First time, yes.
You've never done pageant before.
Never. And I
Why
didn't want
did you
to
get
do it
into
at first.
pageant? Oh my god.
I did not want to go into it. Honestly, Uncle Roshan recommended me for the pageant. And it wasn't something I wanted to do, honestly. And I didn't see myself doing it. But then when Auntie Lakshmi contacted me, she told me about it. I didn't even know it was a pageant. When you told me, I thought it was a singing competition. So I was so lost. Auntie Lakshmi's telling me this is a pageant. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I thought it was a singing competition. I was so excited to just sing. So I was like, I'll call you back and let you know. I don't think I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Mom comes home. She's like, you should do this. You should do this. She's convinced me. She's like, this was my dream. And this was your dream in the past. You can do this. And I was like, to make my mother happy, I don't want to let Uncle Roshan down either. I decided and joined the pageant.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you did. How do you feel after joining the pageant? Now, you got into it. What was your experience?
My experience was great for a first time. It's not like what you expect, like how they say it like runs so smoothly. There's a little bumps
Okay.
in the pageant.
I don't care about the smooth part. Tell me about the bumps. What happened?
I mean, there's times where we'll come into rehearsals. There are some tough days. Some people aren't feeling their best or they're not their best. Everyone had their moments when they're like a little sad. We all pulled through though.
Okay.
So I mean,
Did you find that was it difficult? When you have to go to rehearsal, schedule, school, all of that?
It was difficult to balance it at first.
Yeah.
I became very behind on my work. But
have you ever thought that, you know what, that's it, I want to quit this?
There was a moment there, but when you see like the whole management motivating you to keep going, you can tell them anything, like you can come with them with your issues, anything you can talk to them about, you feel comfortable. I said, I can do this. They're behind me and they're supporting me.
Okay.
You were supporting me?
Yeah.
My mother was supporting me. The Bhubaneswar Mandir was supporting me. I was so grateful. I was like, everyone's supporting me. And I should keep on going.
There was a time where I saw a video clip of Auntie Lakshmi yelling at you and screaming at you. I was like, oh my God, what happened there?
It was a joke, completely a joke. I mean, I didn't rehearse, yes, but she made a joke about it.
Yeah.
It was part of the reality show. It was like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, It was supposed to be a funny joke. We weren't taking anything seriously. We were laughing about it afterwards and everything.
So in the clip, I did see you were smiling, and I was like, "What's going on there? Like, is this a TV show and a pageant?" So, did you guys like discuss this? And I was like, "Yeah, this is a TV show you guys were shooting."
Yeah, we discussed it. We all knew like we had a whole script or whatever. They were telling us what we had to do, and like it was just something supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Something just to see a little behind the scenes of how the pageant was going.
Okay. Now, did all of this experience, did this deter you in any way from the pageant? I mean, you have never done pageant. You didn't even know you were getting into a pageant the first time. What's your feeling overall?
I mean, there was nothing really to,
Were you excited? Were you,
It was a lot of nervousness because I struggled with speaking. In my opinion, I felt like I struggled with speaking and my walking. So I felt like it was pulling me down a lot. That's why my confidence kind of dropped.
Yeah.
But then when Miss Mel came in the picture, everything really changed. She helped me get my confidence back up. She said, "You can do this. You can walk, and like I will help you with everything." And she was such a big like part of helping me through this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, previously I was talking about, one of the hosts who, was a bit difficult. Um, was that an experience for you as well? I mean, I want you to tell me.
I mean, she was a really good mentor. Me to her and Auntie Lux, both good mentors. I appreciate all the help that she
Yeah.
gave us. And
Okay.
yeah, there's nothing else like
Okay,
bad for me
good.
to say about it.
So, do I have to push you for 2024, or you're going to enter yourself?
I mean,
Ah, come on. Don't put me through this again.
I mean, there's more I want to do. I mean, this was like something I wanted to experience. One, I had the people supporting
No, but
me.
before you go to Miss Universe, you got to take one step at a time, right?
I want to push towards my music career a little more
Okay.
because I just love singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You owe me a song. We're supposed to be singing a song together.
Soon,
A
soon. It's
budget.
coming. It's gonna come soon.
All right. If another young lady says, "I love Mohini," you know, um, inspire the young ladies out there for your experience and what your recommendation would be for them if they wanted to go down this path.
Oh, well, being someone who wasn't very outspoken or confident, and it took time for me to build it, I believe that everyone can do it. If I can do it, I believe that everyone out there who believes they can do it and believes that they can't move on, like try new things, you can challenge yourself and do this. I went through a hard time with it, but trust, it was a great experience. I don't
Yeah.
regret it.
Well, you know what? If you want to grow and you want to be bigger, better, stronger, you have to challenge yourself into unknown territory. I did it this year by trying acting, and I got to tell you, I'm doing it again. So,
Thank
congratulations, good
you.
job. Love you for doing this and enjoying and going through this. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see you back again next year on it. I'll push you,
Oh,
don't worry.
thank you.
All right, anything you would like to say to everyone out there, or anyone you want to say? And if you want to say thank you, mommy, too, go for it. It's all yours.
Yeah, mom, thank you. My biggest supporter out there who's always been pushing me ever since the beginning. She's always been there. Don't thank Uncle Roshan. Wonderful interview too. All of the management of the Lotus Beauty Pageant. I love you, Auntie Lux. You're amazing. My favorite. I love the girls so much too. And thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you, my bhaiya Arunji, for letting her skip some of her Monday time to be with us. So thank you again so
Thank
much,
you.
and we'll see you again soon.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you all so much for being here with us. And I do hope you all are enjoying this interview with these wonderful young ladies from the Lotus Beauty Pageant 2023. And I got the hat mode one here today. Next. Karina, how are you?
I'm okay.
Welcome.
How are you?
Very good.
I told you I was coming back.
I love your energy. You
Really?
have great energy. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. What makes you so well? First, introduce yourself so we don't.
Good night, everyone. My name is Karina Duki, Delegate 1 for the Lotus Beauty Pageant. And you asked me why I'm so energetic? Because I'm Trinidadian.
Oh, doubles. Okay, so you love curry chicken.
I told you, don't argue with this one.
All right, thank God Garno win this time. Okay.
Okay.
So of course, welcome to Abby Tunes Radio. So the
Thank you so much for having me.
yes. Um, all right. So the last time we spoke, we talked about your experience with the Lotus Beauty Pageant.
Yes, we did.
But tell me the truth. I heard you were getting picked on a lot. We're gonna get straight down to it.
Okay, so you want me to be honest?
Yes.
For me personally, growing up, I was bullied in school, and from that, I grew, and I was like, I'm not taking any type of disrespect from anyone again. And during this pageant, I was picked on, like things I didn't even do. I would be accused of doing, and then I would have to go to Auntie Lacha and be um, like, what is going on? Like, I'm hearing that I'm the reason for this. I said so and so. I did so and so, but I didn't do anything, and I felt very like hurt and disrespected, and I was not taking that. I wanted to say something because, as he said, hot and spicy, but I couldn't because you know what? I had that level of respect for Auntie Padmini, and I was not taking no type of bullying anymore because people sit there over cameras and over social media thinking, oh, bullying is fine, whatever, right? And then they automatically preach all the time, oh, we're not taking bullying, but what are you doing?
Hmm. I didn't know she was gonna be this hot, but I'm glad. All
You
right.
asked for the truth,
So
right?
yeah, no,
Right.
I want this is unfiltered. This is straight. But don't cuss.
No, no, no.
All right, good. Um, okay, so look, no one should be bullied.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right. It's totally wrong. And so the other host from this event who was training you all, you felt bullied.
Well, I would not sit here and be biased, but she had amazing choreography, right? As a dancer, I was so amazed by the moves she would show us and teach us and whatever. But during the pageant, some of the contestants, some of the girls, and we agreed that we was not like okay with the teaching mechanism because I feel like for me personally, I learn by steps and we have to drill it, and push and work hard. But she would show us the choreography once and expect us to be at that level of par that we have to do so good. But I just feel as it was so unfair to like the singers in there who thinking that I have to do a dance, and when I go on stage I'm not perfect because everybody else, all the dancers is getting it, but they wouldn't pay a mind to them. And I would take my time. I would tell you for a fact I did not miss a rehearsal, and I was there every single day, so I witnessed every single thing, so nobody could come and tell me I don't know what's right.
Yeah.
And she did teach us, but we as the girls and the contestants, although we're competing against each other, we still help our sisters because at the end of the day I was not going to let my sister go on stage and be embarrassing herself because that's not who I am. I love to help people. This is what I'm in a pageant for, to build a platform and helping people and others, and I was not standing for it.
Do you feel that that she could have done something different or better in training the girls and training you all?
Yes, she could have been more positive, right? Like I'm not gonna mock or say anything that she said, but she would criticize. Like, I think there was better ways to go about this. And for me, if I was to be a teacher, I would not like do that to a student. Like, we're here willingly, right? We want to be here. We want to learn from you. Like, you're at a level of expertise that you're teaching and we're listening, and all the girls would give her that respect of that she's the best and we're learning. But She's not just gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, you girls can't walk." Like,
Really? So those are some of the things she would have said?
yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
But this is not on the pageant. This is rehearsal.
This is during rehearsals. And for me, I felt very offended because I was struggling to walk. And although I got Miss Best Catwalk, I struggled to walk for months
So wait, you can't walk. You were told that you can't walk. And how did you win Miss Best Catwalk?
because we had Miss Mel from Guyana that came in and stepped in to help. And she did it. She literally did it. And I said in my previous interview, I don't remember, like I said it was all to her because we would learn the choreography, but sometimes I feel like I'm in a dance recital
Hmm.
and we needed to work on the walking. You would be there like, oh, we're walking, we're not walking good enough, and then not take that control and be like, listen, I'm gonna teach you girls to walk because you were talent director, weren't you? But you didn't do anything to help the walking. You helped the dancing, but you didn't do anything to help the walking. And Miss Mel did come in, she helped, and I would say, from a terrible walker, best catwalk.
So what was the major difference for you moving from her to Miss Mel when Miss Mel stepped in to taught you, you and all the girls?
So it's funny that you say that, right? The first day Miss Mel came into our rehearsals, right? I addressed her as Auntie Mel, and she looked at me. She was like, "I'm not Auntie Mel. I'm Miss Mel." And from there, I saw it. I saw the level of standard and the expertise that we was gonna get, and I obeyed that, and I respected that for her because if you set that standard high for yourself, she has the best to bring to the table, and she did it. She literally did it.
Yeah. Where now also I was led to understand, and I spoke with Mohani and Rishtika before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are some videos circulating about Lakshmi, Auntie Lakshmi, abusing you guys and talking down to you guys and things like that.
Um,
I mean, tell me the truth. If Lakshmi does that, it's totally wrong.
so I'll tell you the truth. It was one of my, like, I agreed on the idea for the reality show. I was like, yeah, I love this. Like, I'm a funny person. I want people to be entertained too, right? And if you actually look closely, you would see me giggling in the video, and you would know that it was all a joke because at the end of the practice, she's like, "Oh my god, girls, I did not mean to be so harsh." And that's Auntie Lachmi. She would not sit there and bully us. Like, I don't know what you guys think, but from my perspective, she doesn't.
Okay, so you guys were all, I mean, told this is there's a reality show being shot, and you guys are part of it.
Yeah, I was so happy to be a part of it because for me, like, entertainment, that's one of the things I live for. I love to laugh and smile, and like this is something that I wanted to pursue. And if that reality show was to make a step and create a hit, we'll all be like movie stars.
Yeah.
People didn't look at it from that point of view. Like, people always ask, why beauty pageant? Like, why? What is the purpose of the pageant? What's the purpose of Miss World?
Yeah.
People want to make a difference, right?
What
I would
was
start with the
your
leaders.
what was your platform on this pageant?
My platform was social work, and I think that that matched me so well because I'm a very social person. You see, I love to speak to people and I love caring for people and showing all that, but social work taught me, like, with my research and everything, it showed me that caring for others brings more joy to me than ever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's great. I mean, you born in March?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Really? Because
Yeah.
those are Aries traits.
Okay, now I'm a Taurus, so we have that trait too. Very
Uh,
powerful, you know.
yeah, but you know what? I love that, and I'm glad that you're speaking out and you're very, strong about what you believe in. Look, pageantry is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. You know, I'm, I'm
You
hoping,
have me sighing here because I know exactly what you're talking about.
but I'm hoping that this experience did not, turn you away from anything.
Actually, it didn't because for those who were there and for those who heard my introduction, the last couple of words I said in my quote was, if you speak up, you can be the change in the world. And if I'm going to sit here and speak up, this is the example. Like, I want to be that advocate for my platform, and let you guys know that if you speak up, it's okay, and it's a safe space. Like, you are not supposed to be afraid of anyone. Like, the world is a very harsh place, and we shouldn't let negativity bother us.
Yeah, I want to ask you. I want to ask you one other question, and this is a bit sensitive.
Mhm.
If you don't want to answer or don't want to comment, please just tell me. I don't want to comment. I don't. I don't
Mhm.
want to say anything. I looked at some of the posts, and they were mention of sexual abuse at the pageantry during rehearsal and things like that. Was there anything like that you experienced? I mean, be honest. Tell because you're outspoken, so that's why I'm asking you this question. Um, if that happens, it's totally wrong. But I wanna know the truth.
Okay, so you see my reaction on my face right now? This is all a joke to me, because I can't believe people will actually say that. Because, as I said, never missed a rehearsal, was there for everything. And I never saw that. Like, maybe I'm speaking from my point of view, but I really genuinely think we had a safe environment. Everything was brought into proportion. We had a time to speak up, and they never like make us feel like, oh no, you have to shut up. It was never like that. Everybody had an opinion. They always be like, you girls, what you think? Like, do you agree? And people really forget to think about the things that our management team did for us, because we'll be practicing a mantra, and she would always like she would order food for us, ask us if we're hungry, and this type of stuff. Like, it's really hurting inside knowing that people are so ungrateful. But I just say we could just learn from that, because people should be highlighted for what they've done, because I think that from my experience, you learn from what you do.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're here today, and again, speaking in a different perspective and clearing the air a bit.
Mhm.
I really appreciate. I really appreciate your spicy doubles speaking. And if there's anything you would like to say to anyone out there, what would you like to say to them?
What would I like to say? After saying so much, I feel like I'm thirsty right now. But what I'm gonna say is, don't let negativity bring you down. People are around the world. They're gonna say the most to hate on you. Like, when you know they're hating, that's not when you know you're making a difference and doing better for yourself. For me, like, I'll tell you, my picture got posted, but you know what? I got likes. I got followers. Damn, I'm pretty. Like that. I took it like that. Because if we look at the bright side of the rainbow, you'll see the treasure at the end.
Yes. And you know what? That's a good way of looking at it, because you know what? People, regardless of what they do, good or bad, they will make you popular.
Of course.
If somebody give you pepper, well, make chow. If they give you lemon, make lemonade.
Yeah.
Take the bad and turn it around. You have that special power, and I'm glad. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you for
looking
guys
forward.
watching.
I think she's gonna be my new co-host. That's
You never
it.
know.
That's it. All right, thank you guys. We're gonna be on again with another guest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And this is possibly my final guest. And let me say welcome, Miss
Thank
Sindhu.
you.
So happy to have you
So
here.
happy to be here.
Why are you always smiling?
What is there not to smile about? There's
Hmm.
so much to smile about in life, so much
Look like she's a
positivity.
hot mouth too.
Listen.
But you know what? You're right. You should always be smiling
Yes.
because at the end of the day, we have another day that we are here. We could have still been in the pandemic.
Yeah, which is very scary,
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't make it out there.
Yes. Please introduce yourself to everyone.
So as you guys know already, my name is Sindhu Hari Prasad, the second runner-up that won the very first Miss Lotus Beauty Pageant.
Wow. So wait, how many pageants were you in before?
Just one previously.
Okay.
Yes, and it was in my high school days, a very, very long time ago. And that was
You're not that old.
I am old. I am old.
Really?
I definitely feel
Oh
old.
my God. You think she's that old? She just turned 21.
No, I wish.
So you experienced high school pageant. How was high school pageant for you?
Very different. It was very different from this. If I had to compare it to something, the high school pageant was very much more on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Lotus Beauty Pageant was something that the community has never seen, and I was so amazed and grateful that I was even part of it.
So were when you first got into Lotus Beauty Pageant, were you surprised at the level as it was, given that you've experienced pageant before?
Yes. So at first, the very first thing that I had told the directors was, "We're gonna have rehearsals."
Really?
Yes, because most pageants you don't, and you're put on the spot a couple days before, and you got to showcase what you have, on the day of. But one thing that I really loved about this was that we had months prior to practice and get everyone in a certain level. There are some girls who had more than others. Everybody had a new, different skill set, and one of the things the directors did was try to get everybody onto the same level, so it was fair and everyone had a chance.
But did you feel at some point that, given that you have experienced pageant before, and some of the contestants at this pageant or never had experienced pageantry before, did you feel that maybe you have an advantage over some of them,
Never.
that maybe you should have win over some of them?
Never. I don't think that at all, because being one of the oldest girls in the group, and I say it all the time, I've helped every single one of these girls with every experience that I have gotten and all the knowledge that I know. I've helped every single one of them. And I've said this before in one of your interviews. One of the things Selena said, she's never done a pageant before. All her life, she's been singing, never danced. And Selena turned to me and said, "I couldn't get this crown without you." And I said it before, that was my winning moment, because that's all I wanted for these girls.
But Selena has never been in a pageant before.
Exactly. And
So how come you didn't win and she win?
because it's, like I said before, everybody has a skill set that they're good at, and we all can learn from each other. One thing that I learned from Selena is how to grace yourself when you enter a room. I am very prominent. I make sure I make myself prominent in a room, but Selena can walk in a room and calm the room.
Hmm.
She can calm everyone's aura. She just has this ability to do
But
that.
you're older than Selena and you learned something from her?
Yeah, of course. We can all learn from each other, Just because you're at a certain age doesn't mean that, what you know is better than what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find that, your connection with the girls, them, more of a sisterhood? Was
Of
it,
course,
I mean,
one thing I have to say is that even though there's a lot of tribulations throughout this pageant, one of the things that I never had a problem with, or any of the girls had a problem with, was the sisterhood that we created. We all love each other so much. We After the pageant, we didn't stop talking.
hmm,
Every single day we're talking. We've made plans to go out to eat. We've made plans to hang out. Like, it's become, like a sister. And it sounds so cliche to say that, but it is what it is. It's exactly how it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And during the rehearsal and during this experience, did Auntie Lakshmi beat up on you too?
No. So I knew Auntie Lakshmi for a very long time. She's seen me grow up in this community. Um, I told one of my friends today that she has a heart of gold. She has a
No,
very,
don't lie.
she,
Tell the truth.
I am telling the
Oh,
truth.
okay. All right.
She has a heart of gold and she's very caring. And one thing that I said today was, my mom is not here. She lives in Florida. And throughout this whole thing, I cannot have said one time that I miss my mother because my mother was standing right in front of me.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I hope she's watching this.
I hope so too.
Was there at any time during the rehearsal, um, any of the hosts, did you find that they were difficult during the training?
So, to let it all out, and
Yeah.
if you're,
Oh no, here,
you,
let it out.
if you
Absolutely.
want honesty, um, the problems that have been going on has been ridiculous. It is so hard to wear this crown and this sash and represent this community with all of the problems that have been going on. And it's so sad to see that grown women will put the faces of young adults who are trying to make their self in this community and put them down. You want to stand up on a social platform and talk about bullying? You're bullying every single one of these girls, including myself. Throughout the whole rehearsal, like one of the delegates have said, there was no positivity from this one co-host. And every time I'm going to give Jack his jacket, she was a great choreographer. She can pull out a dance move and make it look amazing. To teach the dance, me and her would go up the road every single time. Me and her would go up the road every single time. I've been a dancer in this community for a very long time. And the way that she teaches is horrible.
Wow.
It's horrible.
Give me an example.
Okay, I've learned through working in my career, and I meet people every single day, that everybody has something to offer. Right. And like I said, I would give Jack his jacket. What she had to offer was great. And what she brought to these girls, including myself, was amazing. But you have to learn how to speak to people. Just because you are older does not mean that you can disrespect anybody.
So you felt disrespected?
Of course. I've said this many, many times. Our manager, Greg, and I've told Auntie Lakshmi numerous times throughout our rehearsals that I just don't understand where she would come out with the things that she would come out with. Like, I'll give you a prime example. And I've cried in many rehearsals and said that I didn't want to do it anymore.
So you felt like you want to give up?
I did multiple times. I did
Why
want to
did you
give up.
stay on?
You know why? Because I had 7 other girls that looked up to me. I had Auntie Lakshmi who believed in me. I had my mother who pushed me to do this pageant. I had myself to believe in. If I gave up, every single one of those girls would have given up. And I honestly and I truly believe that. Every single one of those girls would give up. I would go out through my day. Rehearsal started at 7, and it would go on until we were okay with, rehearsals usually be at around 10 o'clock. And throughout that 3-hour period, I was okay before 7 p.m. From 7 to 10 p.m., my mood would change and I would be so unhappy.
Really?
Because of this one person. And I would try my best to stick up for everybody else because I knew how they were feeling. I knew how they were feeling. And I was the only one prominent and brave enough to say something because I was not afraid.
So you would stick up for the other girls?
I definitely would. And they can all say that. I've always opened and I always was there to speak up for myself and speak up for the girls because I know they were not able to say anything. And it's such a sad time. Like I'm not able to wear this crown proudly because of all of this bullying that's been going on. You guys go on platforms and talk about bullying and bullying women, but you are doing it to a person who has made their name in this community, made their name for other people in this community, made young children I have to say children because that's how she looks at us, like her own children. You've made her seem like she's such a villain when all she has ever done for me and the girls, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but me and the girls, because I witnessed it, was nothing but the best. And for one person who she tried to pull, the lotus means out of muddy waters coming and trying to bloom, and she tried to pull one person to bloom in this community, and she took it. What I would have done, take it and run with it. But no, what did you do? You took it and you ran with nothing. A person who has made their name in the community tried to give you a chance in this community, and what did you do? You shut it down, and you shut all the 7 girls who looked up to you. And you know what's funny is that we talk about respect a lot, and respect comes from, you have to respect each other. Just because you are older than I am does not mean that I have to stoop below you. A very old mentality, back home mentality, is, oh, because I'm older, you should respect me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was one of her mentalities. I respected her up to a point because of, what she showed us behind our closed doors. Because behind closed doors, from what I've seen, it was not nice things.
Like, did you feel that it was a necessary step for you to play a big sister role for the girls down there?
Of course, because like I said before, if it wasn't me, no one else would have done it. I was one of the oldest girls in the group, and in my family, I have 3 other sisters, and I am the oldest one. So that naturally came from me, and there are a few girls who are only a year younger than me, but it just felt natural, and these girls, I know they look up to me. I know that. They've told me that. They've,
So any of the girls that they, like, at the pageant, complain to you and said anything?
Yeah, so Mohini, the girl that you just seen before, she's very quiet, very to herself. And there would be times where she would come into rehearsals, things would happen, and she would cry. And she would she's not a person to let out her feelings. And she's one of the shyest girls out of the group. But to see her cry, to see her get emotional, when her nickname in our group is Smiley. She smiles. She's always happy. She smiles. And to see her cry, you had to know something was going on. And she would come to me and express that to me, and many other girls in the group, and she's even thanked me before, even after rehearsals. Thank you for sticking up for me, because I know I couldn't have done it myself. Yeah.
Did you did you ever try to stand up to this other
All the time.
host? Yeah.
All of the time. Like I said, I'm not afraid.
And what are some of the experience? I mean,
she was very sarcastic. Her sarcasm is what I think upsetted people, the girls in the group, because she would make very sly and sarcastic remarks. And I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I know where it's coming from, and I would definitely tell her what's going on in front of everybody, because and she probably might go back and tell people, like, I was rude and disrespectful, but you cannot get respect without giving it.
Do you think the fact that you have taken that sort of like big sister role, standing up to her, may have, want her to be a little bit more, stronger towards the girls as well?
I think
Because some of the things she claimed, like, she was, like, there were sexual abuse in the group. I don't know how, but I wasn't there, so I can't.
it's very, we live in a world where comments and remarks are going to happen, and it's just sad to see that the first thing people want to say, to put out there, to make a statement, is someone being sexually harassed. That is a very harsh allegation, and you need to know what you're saying when it comes to that, because and like I said, it's just it's such a sad comment, because how dare you? How dare you? We live in a world where women are targeted every single day, and the first comment that you want to make is someone is sexually harassed. How dare you?
Well, I mean, is it possible that something happened behind doors that you may not know of?
If
Or...
I don't know about it,
um, the type of management team that we have would have addressed it and solved the problem for us. There is not a problem that we haven't came to them and they have not solved. And I cannot say that for Padmini. We cannot come to her with a problem and have her solve it because she just makes it worse. The team that we currently have, there we could have cried and doubted ourselves. And one thing I want to mention is Greg. Even if we were having the most horrible day, Greg will put up his hand and be like, "I'm so proud of you girls." I've never heard that from Padmini.
Hmm.
I have never heard that from, genuinely, I've never heard that from Padmini. Padmini has never opened her mouth and said, "You know what? I know we had a rough day today, but I'm so proud of you girls." Never heard that. I've never heard that. And I've been there for every single rehearsal, every single photo shoot, every single rehearsal, every single, campaign that we had to do. I've never heard that.
Wow. So Greg was basically like, what was his role? And I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
everyone a little bit more.
Okay, so
What he does mostly
yeah,
for
sure.
you
So
and the girls.
yeah, so Greg is labeled as the pageant dad.
Ah.
Yes, Greg is labeled as the pageant dad. He from the beginning he was labeled as the pageant dad because his aura is just very comforting. Um, when he walks into a room, he will make you feel as safe as possible. And there were certain problems that was happening that we couldn't go to Padmini, or at the time Auntie Laksh
But
couldn't be
Padmini
there.
she was training you guys. That was her
Of
responsibility.
course, she was training.
So why
and
wouldn't you
training and caring for somebody are very two different things.
Hmm.
You can show me all the steps, you can choreograph me, you can make me look like $1,000,000 on stage. But to care for someone and to show that in your actions are very different.
So you felt like she did not care for you, particularly you, or
No,
is it
for
the
any
girls
for
altogether?
I don't want to say for all the girls together because they can speak for themselves, but
But you were there. I
I
mean,
was
you
there.
see,
and I could not say that. No, I really could not say that. Even if she slightly did care, and what really saddened me throughout this thing was that we trusted her.
Hmm.
We trusted her. We gave her the utmost trust, and it was so disheartening to see her step out and leave us on the last day. And you know what's crazy? The day before, when this whole clothes thing was a mishap, I was the one who messaged her and said, "Auntie Padmini, why did you leave us? We wanted you here." I told her that. I expressed that to her. And
You
yes,
said that to her in a message.
yes, I did. I told her that because I asked a few times while this mishap of clothing was going on. And, all the girls were a little upset. And she picked up an outfit and she left. And I asked everybody. I was like, "Hey guys, where's Auntie Padmini? Where'd she go? Did she leave?" And at first they were like, "No, I think she's still here." An hour later, "Auntie Padmini, where are you?" I texted her and I was like, "Auntie Pad, where are you? Did you leave?" She's like, "Yeah, I had to go get my clothes altered." I'm like, "But Auntie Padmini, we're going through a tough time right now, and I wanted you here." And she just hung up the phone on me.
Wow. I mean, just like that?
Yes. And she just hung up the phone. And I expressed to her and I told her, I was like, "Auntie Padmini, I want you here. We needed you here. We were going through something and I wanted you here. All the girls wanted you here." And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting another phone call. I have to go. Bye."
Really?
Right.
So did you
But
feel
nobody knows that.
like
Nobody knows that. You know why? Because none of the girls expressed this before because we all wanted to shine on the stage. And we honestly wanted her there. We really wanted her there. She might say other things, she might say different, but we really wanted her there. We wanted her to be there because she was the one who was there for us. She saw us through the whole journey. And to see her cut it off on the day of, it was shocking. Throughout the whole thing though, like to not have her there throughout the trials and tribulations and for her sarcastic remarks, it was sad. It was very sad.
wow. Did her action in any way, and you know I mean, tell me, straight, like, did her action in any way, turn you away from pageant?
No.
Like, you know,
You know why? Because I've said this before in many interviews. You cannot let negativity bring you down. You cannot do it because if you do that, you will not get anywhere. You can't have negativity harp your soul out because you will not be able to do anything. And I'm glad that she didn't come to me and say, like other girls expressed, that they called her and told her to drop out. She knew not to call me. She knew not to call me because I
so
would
she
have.
never called you and
No,
asked you to drop
no,
out?
she knew she couldn't call me because throughout the whole journey, I was the one who always spoke up. I was the only one sometimes to say how I felt. She knew not to call me. You know what's crazier? Um, what's even crazier is that I found out that she blocked me. So and unfriended me on all social media platforms. So if you really cared about us, you wouldn't have done that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I knew some of these. I mean, the pageant is done and gone. Um, Today's what, the 18th, so we're 10 days
Yeah.
pass. Um, I wish I knew some of this was happening, before. How come none of this came to light before?
Because you try to give people chances. At least that is how I was raised. You try to give people the best chances possible because people can change. And, we were already so deep into it. I loved what I was doing. And I think most of the girls can say that. But just because one person wasn't giving you the best opportunity does not mean you can pull out. We had 5, 6, 7, 8 other people who was there backing us. And
Mhm.
if I had let that one person tear any of us down, we wouldn't have the best show that ever happened in this community.
And that you still take that stand.
I do, 100%. And
If Lotus
I
Beauty Pageant happening in 2024 again, would you be on it?
no. You have to let other women shine too.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. You have to have, you know, I would love to come on and be a coach and, talk to these girls and, give them, the lessons that I learned early on so they can have a better understanding of what the pageant is about. Yeah.
Yeah. If someone were to say, 10 days past the pageant, and I hope I'm not asking you a difficult
No, no,
question, but if
no,
someone
no.
say that, what, it's 10 days past the pageant, you should have said something, or walk away from the pageant. Like, you don't need to be there. Why go through all of this? Well, first of all, let's go one question at a time.
Okay.
Why go through all of this, all this stress, and why not just
Quit.
step away?
Quitters are for losers.
Yeah.
Quitters are for losers. I Why did I go through the whole thing? Because I had people who were backing me. I had support. I had support in our management group. I had support from home. And I think it comes from yourself. You have to be resilient. You have to be resilient. And people who don't have that quality will not make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if someone say, well, Sindhu take 10 days past the pageant to come forward and said anything. But like you said before, you did stand up
I did.
to the host, as well. And maybe Sindhu is just making things up today.
Well, only the girls know what really went on. And you guys can believe what you want to believe. Um, that's just what it is. We went through our own problems. We went through our whole journey on our own. And only the 7 contestants that was on that stage can say that for themselves. I I don't I just don't condone all of the pick from this and put together this and try to compile something that's not even true. If you were not there that night and you did not go through the journey with us, then I don't think you really have anything to say and your opinion doesn't really matter.
I love interviewing you.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much for being here today. What was your platform?
I was youth development.
Youth development.
Yes.
Okay. What inspired you to be a youth, to be,
To have that platform?
yeah, to have that platform?
Because of my background and where I started in this journey in this community from the first time I stepped foot in this country, I started with the Nirvana Humanitarian Foundation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Nirvana.
Yes.
Yes, I was a Nirvana baby. I grew up with them, and what they're about is bringing youths to light.
Yeah.
They give opportunities to the youth to have them shine in the community. And the reason I wanted that to be my platform is that I feel like the youths of our community need to have that platform to continue our community.
Yeah.
I've been saying this and I will continue to say this. We will not have a community. Our brown community, our West Indian community will not be here if we keep doing what we see on social media. The bullying, the pick and parts, and to even compile it smaller, I have not seen, throughout this whole problem that it's men and versus women. It is a woman versus woman. And that alone is horrifying. We are supposed to stand up for each other, but yet we're here pulling and picking women apart.
It's like crabbing in a barrel.
It's so sad. And I'm afraid for our future if this is what our girls and the women of the future are going to be like. And one thing that I will stand and I will continue to stand, whether if I have this sash and I have this crown, is that I will continue to try to teach the youth that I meet, that women or men, that we need to stand for each other. A part of being a human, you have to have humanity. That is where it derives from. And if we continue to do this bullying, we will not have a community.
Sindhu, you are such a smart young lady.
Thank you.
And I want to see what you're doing. I'm going to follow you.
Yes.
And we're going to be back here on Abitunes Radio again.
For sure.
And we're going to talk more,
Yes.
not particularly about the pageant.
Positive.
Yes.
Positive.
Yes. If there's anything you would like to say to the young women out there, to the community out there,
Yeah.
What would you want to say to them?
I would say that this negativity has to stop. From me and all of the girls, the negativity has to stop. And we haven't been able to bask in the shine of light that happened that Sunday because of the nonsense that has been going on. Okay? And it is, like I said before, it's the woman in this community, and that has to stop. You guys have children, you have sisters, you have aunts, you have mothers. Why would you continue to do this? Let us shine. We've shined. Let us bask in that shine just for a minute. Just give us the opportunity to shine. And the negativity just needs to stop because it's not necessary. It's not needed. And we need to continue and move forward. And the next thing to look out for is Diwali. And I would love for you all to come out Diwali and be the light. Let's all be the light together.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And if anybody's making goja for Diwali, please bring for me. That's my favorite.
Is it?
Yes. So, anyone you would like to give thanks to?
I know my mom is watching, so hi, Mom.
Yeah. So, anyone you would like to give thanks to,
Yes,
or any last words you want to say? The mic is all yours.
Like I said before, I want to thank, and I've said it 1,000,001 times, everybody who was a part of this pageant, who has made it happen. We went through so much that day. I've had many, many meltdowns that day because of everything that was going on. But I want to thank our management team. I would like to thank everybody who participated in making that show happen and making our journey the best that it could have been that night. And I want to thank to all of my sisters that I have created throughout this journey. You guys have my whole heart. You're going to make me cry. You guys have my whole heart. And I love you all so much. This journey has brought so many loving people in my life, and I will not let one person take that away from me.
Thank you so much. It is indeed a pleasure to be with each and every one of you here today. And in the words of the great Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you would like to see in your community, in your home, because remember, your home resides in this community. And when you step out of your home, you are stepping out into the community that you dwell in. Your children will be stepping into the community that you are part of. So let us all do this together. and let us make a positive change, and let's build a positive world together. Like Sanoob so beautifully said, you have to have humanity if you are a human being. Thank you so much.